Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Celia and welcome to the Conscious Creator community, where we talk about everything that will help you reclaim the power of your life and become the best version of yourself. Today I'm going to talk about a health related topic about how I cured lifelong bloating with one simple step. If you're new here, feel free to join the family by subscribing to the channel. If you have ever dealt with bloating, watch till the end of this very video where I'm going to reveal the one simple thing that I did. Our entire body has around 2.2 kilos of bacteria, and our gut has 300 to 1,000 different species of bacteria in there, which is a lot. In order for us to feel healthy and balanced, we need to maintain a balance in our gut. It seems like a big deal to keep control of, but thank goodness our body does the work for us. Despite this, more than 1 in 10 people in the Western world are suffering from chronic bloating, and there's a huge market for laxatives, for deep bloating teas, diets, for all of these things that are supposed to help people have a smaller waistline and a flatter tummy. I tried all of it. I tried all the different diets, the herbs, the pills, the programs, and there was one thing that really gave me lasting results long term, and this is what I'm gonna share in this video. My bloating started basically when I was around 14 years old and I tried my first diet. So it came as a result of restricting my intake, which probably lowered my immune system and caused some imbalance in my gut. From that day forward, no matter what I did, I looked like a pregnant on most dates, and even sometimes I had people ask me how many months I was due, etc., which was rather embarrassing. But more than that, it was just this feeling of being like I had a rock in my stomach, of feeling so uncomfortable, feeling so bloated, and always having to wear loose clothes. I could basically never wear tight clothes. It was not until around 12 years later that I managed to finally heal my bloating. From having tried everything where I saw minor results to something that was so simple which solved it completely for me. This is what I'm going to share in this video. Before I tell you what it is, I have to give you a little bit of a background story so that you can understand how this simple thing really works. So obviously we're going to have to look at our colon. We're going to have to understand how it works. We as humans have a colon that is most similar to that of a frugivore. Our colon is around 9 times our height, and our colon is made to digest a lot of fiber. This is both due to the length of it, which are for fiber eating beings, but also we have found in Paleolithic poop that we were eating generally around 105 grams of fiber per day in the Paleolithic times.
In the US, we tend to get less than 20 grams of fiber a day, only about half the minimum recommended intake. But in populations where many of our deadliest diseases are practically unknown, rural China, rural Africa, they're eating huge amounts of whole plant foods, up to 100 grams of fiber a day or more, which is what it's estimated our Paleolithic ancestors were getting based on dietary analyses of modern-day primitive hunter-gatherer tribes and by analyzing coprolites, human fossilized feces. In other words, paleo poop.
Compare that to the standard Western diet, which gets around 12 grams of fiber a day. We are extremely deficient in fiber. Carnivores have very short intestines that are only around 1.5 meters their height, and that's because they are supposed to pass the raw meat very quickly. They digest their food in 2 to 4 hours. They also have extremely strong stomach acid, which helps kill any parasites in the raw meat. Whereas we as humans, compared to frugivores, have a quite weak stomach acid, which allow parasites to pass to our intestines. There are also other factors that distinguish us quite a lot from carnivores, such as we cannot create our own vitamin C. We need to get it through the food, whereas carnivores can. But on the other hand, we can synthesize taurine from plant foods, which carnivores cannot. So carnivores that go on plant-based diets, they will usually get a taurine deficiency, which you see in some cats that are fed vegan diets. So where am I really going with this? I'm going to the point that obviously you have to look at what you eat. If you are frugivore by nature, which we are when you compare us biologically with frugivores, our species-specific diet is a fruit-based diet. There's no doubt about it. It's just not something that sells really well in this society where a lot of the big business isn't based about anything else than fruit and vegetables. So when you eat a diet that is full of animal products, grains, dehydrated, dried foods, you are really endangering your colon. And I'm not surprised that most people deal with bloating or constipation in some form or another, because they are filling their body with food that they're not supposed to eat. If you're meant to get around 100 grams of fiber a day, but you get 12 grams, you are deficient in the very item that's supposed to push things through your very, very long colon. If you don't get enough fiber, things will get stuck in your colon. Because it's so long, they can get stuck there for a long period of time. And if these things are very dried foods, they can even stay there for years or decades, which have been seen in some cases. This is of course going to make you feel discomfort in your colon. It's gonna make you feel unwell. It's going to potentially lead to bloating. Also, generally just not eating enough fiber will lead to bloating because your digestive system is compromised and things are not moving through the way they should. You have to take into account that animal products are completely devoid of fiber. They're one of the few foods that have 0 grams of fiber. We usually eat them in a cooked, very dry state, which makes it the optimal food to stay stuck in the colon. And then considering that we cannot actually kill the parasites that are present in these foods, some of them are killed by cooking, but if you eat, say, sushi, you are almost 90% sure you're gonna get some parasites in your colon to one extent or another. So put that all together, that we are frugivores by nature, yet most people eat a diet extremely devoid in fiber, which is extremely important for our digestion. And then on top of this diet consists of dry, cooked foods, some even animal products, some even raw animal products. This leading to high risk of parasites, which are also a big factor for bloating, because parasites, they produce a gas when they die off or when they eat food. And simply the fact that we're not eating food that we are meant to, or that most people are not eating food they're meant to. Foods that are dry and very dehydrated also stay in the colon. So all of this not only will contribute to immense amount of bloating, but also a lot of other digestive issues. And that's why we're seeing a huge rise in IBS, Candida, SIBO, all these digestive issues, which are all based around one premise: that people are eating an unnatural diet that they're not meant to eat. A lot of the foods are either animal foods, they're made in a laboratory, or they're extremely processed by humans. What I did to eliminate my bloating was change my diet to a raw, vegan, fruit-based diet. Yes, you heard it right. That was the simple thing I did, but I had to share this before in order for you to understand scientifically what we are dealing with here. Only times I have been completely bloating free is when I have eaten 100% plant-based, raw vegan, fruit-based, high-carb, low-fat diet. Even on a standard vegan diet, I have had bloating because I was eating greens, I was eating tofu, I was eating dried stuff, and I was simply not eating to my species-specific diet. Fruits and vegetables come in the perfect packages. They contain fiber, they contain distilled waters, they contain vitamins, they contain minerals, biochemicals, phytonutrients, biofiltons, everything that we need to thrive physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And they are the foods that helped me heal my bloating completely while eating abundantly. So if you're dealing with bloating, this is the tip I will give to you. Change your diet to a raw, vegan, high fruit diet. I'm going to share in another video exactly how to do this and what to eat, but basically what I'm eating now is I have water first thing in the morning. It's very important to hydrate yourself. And I have celery juice, then I will have a juicy fruit for breakfast, denser fruits for lunch, and for dinner I will have usually a fruit entree with a huge salad. I eat large volumes of food, between 5 to 10 kilos of food a day. I have amazing digestion. I go to the bathroom 3 to 5 times a day because I'm eating around 100 grams of fiber daily. This has completely helped heal my bloating. But I also want to mention that I've done a lot of cleanses, and if you have been eating a standard diet for more than a few months at a time, you need to do a cleanse because most likely you have parasites and you have a very imbalanced gut flow. If that's the case for you, I will recommend you either a 3-day water fast with NMS or a 7-day juice fast with NMS, so that you can go deep into your colon and get rid of whatever is in there. And for the NMS, I suggest you put something that kills parasites. I use MMS. There are also other things you can use, but this is what works for me, and I have literally pooped out worms after doing this. Really inexpensive, and you can find it almost anywhere. So that will be my top tip. I suggest you go check out my other video about water fasting that I have on my channel, where I talk about my own personal experience and how you can do it as well. Of course, always consult the doctor first. And then after that, start eating a raw vegan diet. Stock up on raw fruits and vegetables and start eating this way. I talk more in this video about why it is really helpful for us on a spiritual, but this is more physical, and I will make a specific video on how to exactly transit to a raw vegan diet. Alright guys, I hope this was helpful. This is what I did to heal bloating completely. I have now known about this diet for 10 years, and there was a period of time when I wasn't on it because I couldn't at that time, but every single time that I have, and now that I am, my bloating is completely gone. And now it's been a year, absolutely zero bloating. Of course, if I eat 5 kilos of fruit in a meal, I will be bloated for an hour or so. But when I refer to bloating, I mean chronic bloating, something that also feels uncomfortable. I did it, and so can you, so I highly recommend you educate yourself on how to eat a raw vegan diet. I'll have more content coming on my channel. I also do offer raw vegan coaching, either a single coaching call or a weekly coaching for as many weeks as you want, where I can help you step by step transition fully into a raw vegan diet. If you are dealing with bloating, I can help you via my coaching program to completely eliminate bloating like I did. Go check that out. I'll have the links in bio. I have right now 50% off my raw vegan coaching programs. So this could be an opportunity for you. If you like this kind of video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you have dealt with bloating or if you are dealing with it. And I hope you all have a truly wonderful day. Ciao!